She was holding a framed photo of a little boy in a dinosaur t-shirt, a picture she must have looked at 1,000 times when I was growing up. Her hand shook a little, and her eyes were soft but confused, the kind of confusion that makes your stomach drop before your mind catches up. She looked right at me. "Who are you?" She said it gently, almost politely, as if she was talking to a delivery guy on the porch. I said, "Mom, it is me, Ethan." She gave me this small, nervous smile. "I think you have the wrong house, dear." The wrong house. The house where I learned to read, where she kept my drawings on the fridge, where she waited in the doorway for me to come home. How do you grieve someone who is still sitting 3 feet away from you, looking straight into your face and asking your name? My name is Ethan, and I am 52 years old. People tell me this is supposed to be the good stretch of life career, steady kids getting older, some kind of balance settling in. But lately, I feel more like a lost 8-year-old, wandering around a grocery store looking for a mother who is no longer where I left her. My mom's name is Eliza. For most of my life, she was sharper than anyone I knew. She ran a little bookstore on Main Street, and she had this gift. She could recommend the perfect book for anyone, even if they only gave her 3 words to go on. When I was 8, I got hit with a fever so bad it scared both of us. I woke up in the middle of the night, and she was sitting on the floor beside my bed, a blanket around her shoulders, reading The Secret Garden page by page until my breathing finally slowed down. She smelled like old paperbacks and lavender soap. To this day, that smell still means I am safe. Now, when I walk into her house, I smell disinfectant and a kind of stale air that sits heavy in the chest, and underneath it, all this faint metallic note I have come to recognize as fear. She is 75, and for about 2 years now, her memories have been slipping away quietly like footprints on wet sand, gone before you can get a good look at them. At first, it was little things, misplaced keys, missed appointments. We laughed it off. "Oh, come on, Mom. You're just getting older." But the fog kept rolling in, thicker, darker, closer. It was last summer when I really felt the shift. A Tuesday. Tuesdays were always apple pie afternoons when I was a kid. The whole house used to smell like cinnamon and butter. I dropped by unannounced. The moment I stepped inside, I felt the cold. Not the temperature, the feeling. She was in the kitchen, standing in front of the open fridge, just staring at the shelves as if they were written in another language. "Hey, Mom? You okay?" She turned slowly, and the look in her eyes was not just distraction. It was confusion. Deep, honest, unsettling confusion. "Oh, hello. I cannot seem to find the apples." Her voice sounded like she was apologizing for something. I opened the pantry. A full bag of apples was sitting on the middle shelf in the exact place it had been for decades. "They are here, Mom. See." But she did not relax. She narrowed her eyes instead. "I did not put those there. The doctor had warned us. Do not argue with her reality." So I bit back the correction and kept my voice level. "Maybe a kitchen fairy came by. Want me to start the crust?" She nodded but picked up a wooden spoon the way someone might hold a strange tool, turning it over, trying to place it. "Where do we keep the flour, dear?" She had used that same flour canister for 50 years. Blue ceramic, impossible to miss. That night, sitting in my car before driving home, I felt something inside me sink. A note was stuck on her fridge in shaky handwriting. "Remember to feed the cat." We have not had a cat since 2005. I folded the note carefully and slid it into my wallet, like keeping it might somehow help me keep her. I thought back to a camping trip when I was 10. I had wandered off the trail, panic hit fast, my breath tight. She found me, put a compass in my hand, and said, "No matter how thick the trees are, you can always find your way back." But now, watching her search for flour in her own kitchen, I realized something I never wanted to admit. I was not the one who was lost anymore. She was. And each day she was walking a little deeper into the trees. The first real break between us came from something small. A deadbolt. I had installed a new lock on her back door, just a simple safety measure to keep her from wandering at night. The next day I came by with groceries. I found her pacing the hallway, whispering under her breath, her sweater twisted in her hands. "Mom?" She turned like she had been startled. "Ethan, thank God. They are trying to lock me in." "Who is trying to lock you in?" She pointed toward the back door. The man with the strange eyes. He put a trap on the door. He said I cannot leave. My chest tightened. "Mom, that is just a new lock I put in. It is meant to..." Her face changed instantly, fear snapping into anger. "You are lying. You are working with him." "Mom, it is me. Ethan." She shook her head. "My son would not lock me in. Where is your father? Call your father. He will handle this. My dad has been gone 10 years. He is on a long trip, Mom." Remember, her eyes went sharp. A long trip. He promised he would be home for dinner. "You people keep lying to me. I am calling the police." She grabbed the phone but held it upside down, pressing random buttons. I walked toward her, slow, gentle. She jerked away. "Do not touch me. You are a thief. You are trying to steal my house." That word thief hit harder than I expected. I had given up a promotion, moved back home, spent years juggling work and caregiving, and she saw me as a stranger trying to take what was hers. For a second, a memory floated up me at 4, crying in the bathtub, water too hot, and her kneeling beside me, scooping cooler water toward my legs, whispering that nothing would ever hurt me on her watch. I swallowed hard. "You are right, Mom. The lock is silly. I will take it off. I just want you to feel safe. I am not here to steal anything. I am just the man who loves you." For a moment, something softened in her face. "You are kind." "Yes, Mom, I am kind." She touched my hair the way she used to when I was small. "You have your father's gentle eyes. Are you hungry, dear? I should feed the cat." The storm passed for her just like that. I went to the back door, took a screwdriver, and ripped the new lock out of the frame, metal biting into my palms. A tear slipped down my cheek and I let it. Not for me, for her. She deserved to feel safe, even if her mind no longer knew what was real. When I walked back into the living room, she looked up from the remote, no recognition in her eyes. That was the day I stopped seeing her as my mother and started seeing her as my responsibility. I was not her son anymore. I was just a man passing through her life. I hired a part-time aide, Martha, a patient, steady woman who knew how to navigate Alzheimer's without causing fear. One Monday morning, I stopped by unexpectedly to drop off medication. I heard Mom laughing softly. It had been a long time since that sound filled her house. "Oh, Sarah, you are such a good daughter. I do not know what I would do without you." I froze in the hallway. She was holding Martha's hands, looking at her with the kind of warmth I had not seen in months. Martha simply smiled, accepting the role Mom handed her. I stepped into the doorway. Mom turned and the warmth vanished. "Who are you? You should not be here." "It is me, Ethan, your son." She shook her head. "My son lives far away. He does not visit much. You are the one who keeps snooping around here." Martha tried to intervene quietly, but Mom held onto her hand tighter. "Do not defend him, Sarah. He is here to trick me." Sarah, my sister's name. She had replaced my sister, my memories, our entire history, with a woman she had known for only a few months. Something inside me cracked. I heard my own voice, tired, shaking, but rising anyway. "I am not a stranger. I am your son. I am Ethan. I moved back for you. I am the one who takes you to every appointment. I am the one who sits here and watches you disappear piece by piece." Martha looked at me, begging me with her eyes to stop, but I could not. Years of swallowed grief came out in a quiet, broken spill. "I am the kid you read to all night when I had that fever. I am the teenager you forgave after I crashed Dad's car. I am the man who sat in that doctor's office with you the day he said Alzheimer's, and you squeezed my hand so hard it went numb." Mom's face didn't soften. It tightened. "Please stop yelling. You are scaring me. I want my little boy. Where is my little boy?" She looked around the room, searching for a child who no longer existed, while her adult son stood right there, A memory flashed the night Dad died, her hands gripping my arm, her voice shaking, saying, "I cannot do this alone. Do not leave me." And yet here I was breaking that promise without meaning to. Martha stepped between us. "Mrs. Eliza, he is leaving now. You are safe. Safe from me." I set the pill bottle on the table, turned, and walked out of the house, the door clicking shut behind me, like a chapter closing itself. I drove without thinking, ending up at the lake where my dad taught me to fish. The water was calm, and for the first time in months, so was I. I realized something sitting there. I had been fighting to pull her back into my reality, but she was not coming back. And fighting was only making her afraid. My job was not to correct her, to remind her, to anchor her. My job was to meet her where she was, even if that place no longer included me. I called Martha. If she asks who I am, tell her I am the neighbor, the man from down the street who helps out. Martha hesitated. "Are you sure?" "It does not matter if I am sure. It matters what keeps her calm." That afternoon, I went back to the house, but I did not use my key. I brought a container of oatmeal cookies, rang the doorbell, and waited. She opened the door, curious and relaxed. "Hello, hi there." I said, "My name is Ethan. I live a few houses down. My family made too many cookies, thought you might enjoy some." She smiled, slow and warm. "That is very kind of you. I do love a good cookie. If you ever need anything fixed," I said, "just have your helper call me." She studied my face a moment. "You remind me of my son. He has a good heart." My voice stayed steady. "He sounds like a good man." She patted my arm. "Thank you for the cookies, Ethan from down the street." She closed the door gently, and I stood there letting the truth settle. If being her son frightened her, but being a kind stranger brought her peace, then I would be that stranger. Every time. So this is where my life is now, on the porch of the house I grew up in, showing up as the version of myself she can handle. Some days she remembers a piece of me, most days she does not. But she always seems calmer when I am just the neighbor stopping by with cookies. If you have ever stood outside your parents' door trying to steady your breath before you knock, you are not alone. You are not weak for stepping back. You are not wrong for being tired. You are not failing because they cannot say your name. Sometimes love asks us to change shape. Sometimes it asks us to let go of the title and keep the heart. If any part of my story feels familiar, you are welcome to share a bit of yours in the comments. Someone out there, maybe watching late at night, might read your words and feel a little less alone in this long, quiet road of caregiving. And if these stories help you breathe a little easier, or remind you that your experience matters, I hope you will stay with us here on Middle Life Moments, a small corner of YouTube for the people carrying the weight of aging parents, changing memories, and the complicated love of midlife. If it feels right, you can subscribe and tap the bell so you will know when the next story arrives. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourself tonight, and wherever you are in your own journey, I hope you find some peace.